All right. Okay. So today is lesson 10. We have completed, today's lesson will be a completion of the 10th lesson. Okay. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
All right, okay. Now, this is a part of your syllabus, this topic, okay? Crime. So, some common questions. What are the types of crime you know? Can anyone answer to that question? Types of crime.
Robbery, sir.
Robbery, okay.
Murder.
Kidnap.
What else?
Kidnap.
Kidnapping, murder, yes. Shoplifting, okay.
Illegal racing.
Illegal racing, it's a crime, yes.
Mugging.
What is it?
Mugging.
Mugging, yeah.
Cybercrime.
Cybercrime, one of the yes, smuggling. So yes, there are many types of crime that you know.
Vandalism.
Okay, and vandalism and so on. It's very good. Now,
Hacking, sir.
okay, yeah, yes, that's another one as well. Okay, now what are the instances whereby you have been involved in crime scene or you've been a part of a crime? Have you or have you not?
No.
Well, let's
Sir.
haven't means you will in the future, is it? You see, well, let's just think about it this way. How about cyberbullying? Just a food for your thought. Recently, I received a video or a picture of a person tying a white flag outside of the person's house. This was sent to me from a friend of mine who lives in Kedah. Okay, and this picture was taken in Johor Bahru. Okay, which means someone from Johor Bahru must have taken the picture and that person must have posted it on social media, and that would have traveled so far to the point now that by the fact that I live in Johor Bahru, someone has sent the picture to me. What you are supposed to do is to help. If you see someone hanging a white flag, you should just buy them something, cater to their needs, and you should just be quiet about it. Okay, but instead of reaching out, this particular person has taken a picture and with the person and posted it online and tarnished and smeared the person's reputation. Don't you think that is a defamation? Posting someone's picture without their permission on social media, which is equivalent to a crime, isn't it? Wouldn't you classify that as a crime? What do you think? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
In that case, then yes, it would be considered a crime.
It could be considered a crime. For the least to speak, you have done something very wrong against your conscience, should you have any, isn't it? So these are instances where people like us, commoners, could have possibly been a part of crime. We could have also joined the bandwagon of forwarding the messages around. Yeah? All right. Now, name a popular criminal that you know. Well, this one I'm very intrigued to know. So can anyone name a popular criminal that you know? Anyone? Yes.
Luka Mata.
Sir.
Yes. You name the criminal and also tell us what he or she did.
Sir, Pablo Escobar.
Sir.
What did he do?
Sir.
Drug lord, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Drug
Sir.
lord. Yes.
Bentong kali.
And what did he do?
Gangster, drug trafficking.
No, that's enough. Okay, well, very good. Okay, that's a good try. Any other popular criminals?
Sir, the Cameron Herring, sir.
And what did he do?
He involved in illegal racing and killed one mother and a daughter.
Okay. Did he have an intention to kill them? Probably
No,
the
actually, it's an accident because he lost control of his car when racing.
but why you see, why would you consider him a criminal who is popular? He was just a Mangsa Kadan, right? Well, okay lah.
Sir,
Yeah, still as he is a criminal. What he did was definitely something that is not noteworthy. Okay. All right, yes.
Jack the Ripper,
And what did he rip?
serial killer.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay. So thank you so much for the participation. I would really love the class to be as engaging as this. The previous class was supposed to be like that as well. Okay, now I'm sharing with you some. This is David Berkowitz. Any volunteer to read this? Or shall I call names?
Sir, can I read?
What is your name? I can't see your name. I'm only seeing the slide.
Shanmugalan, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, Shanmugavela. I'm not surprised. Yes, please read. But by the name, name is David Berkowitz. Huh?
A convicted serial killer David Berkowitz is believed to have killed 6 people and wounded 7 others.
Wounded.
Wounded 7 others. He eluded the police for several months before being captured. He is currently serving 6 consecutive life sentences in the maximum security prison. Shawangung Correctional Facility. He was popularized by the media under the name Son of Sam.
Okay. Yes. So that's David Berkowitz. Okay. Now, and that's his picture. I've taken the picture as well. I'm not cyberbullying. Huh? These are pictures which are viable online. Okay. All right. Now, someone said that. So the person who suggested this name should read this. Who was the one who mentioned his name just now?
Me, sir.
Yeah. So you should read it.
A notorious Colombian drug lord, Pablo Escobar was the founder and leader of the infamous Medellin cartel. His drug cartel monopolized the cocaine trade into the United States, and he became one of the wealthiest criminals ever in history. Dubbed the king of cocaine, he left behind a controversial legacy upon his death at the age of 44.
But this dude was legendary. Okay, he was legend. I mean, we're not worshipping or not making him seem a hero, but this man did change the drug trafficking business into something massive. Yeah, the person behind it is this man, and he's from Mexico. Mexico, no, Colombia. All right. Okay. Now, another volunteer to read this, please. Theodore Kaczynski. Very Norwegian. So it's Norwegian sounding name. Can someone read this? Any volunteer? Shall I call names?
So can I go?
Yeah.
Theodore Kaczynski, from a brilliant mathematician and an assistant professor at University of California. Theodore Kaczynski became the notorious American criminal Unabomber, who was responsible for mail bombs that killed 3 people and injured 23 in 18 years. He was eventually caught and sentenced to life imprisonment after his anti-technology essay sent to the media was recognized by his brother.
Okay, so now we see. Thank you so much. Now we see some famous criminals, of different sorts. Now, well, types of crime. we have a list of the usual types of crime. Murder if you kill somebody, shoplifting if you steal items from shops, assault if you attack someone physically, arson if you deliberately start a fire, robbery if you take property unlawfully from someone or somewhere by force or threat, blackmail if you make someone give you money so that you don't reveal their secrets, mugging if you attack and rob somebody in a public place, kidnapping if you abduct somebody and hold them captive. Okay, all right, and then you have sex-related crimes as well, raping and molesting and whatever not. And then this is the later ones. Okay, this is very current. Yeah, types of cybercrime. This is not exhaustive list of cybercrime: hacking, denial of service attack, virus dissemination, software piracy, pornography, IRC crime, credit card fraudulence, net extortion, phishing, spoofing, cyber stalking, cyber defamation, threatening, salami attack, sale of narcotics. Now, the idea of this lesson today would be for the development of content points. All right, okay, it is the development of content points. Now, how do we go about developing content points? Keep in your mind that we are focusing this for the second essay, which is the guided writing. Okay, now the criteria of content points is just plainly this: main idea, development, example. Keep it as brief as that, because you can't write an extremely lengthy essay. Remember, for this one, within the given time, you have got 3 essays to write. We have discussed short communicative message, which is in about 80 words. And then we have the second one, which is the guided writing. Now, the focus for today's lesson and the lesson the day before is for this one, for this particular guided writing. We will move on to extended writing, and for that, we will have different structure. For this particular task, just remember this. There's main idea, development, and then example. So in the main idea is stated explicitly and it is highlighted. It needs to stand highlighted. It has to be very explicit. When I say this, it is very important because we need to know, the examiners need to know that you understand the requirement of the question. Now, how do we understand that you understand the requirement of the question? Is by looking at the way you lay your main ideas out. So the main idea is highlighted, as in you don't take a highlighter and highlight. No, it is stated in a very explicitly precise manner. And then you develop the idea probably into 1 or 2 sentences. The main idea is elaborated and explained in a detailed manner. After that, you give a simple, precise example, which is stated specifically. So your example should be specific. It must not be a sweeping statement. It should not be a categorization of something. Or even if it is a categorization of something, it has to be specific. Khusus. Yeah. So you have an idea, it is developed in a way, and it is solidified, strengthened by or with a specific example, a precise example. So these are the criteria of content points. Now you need to copy this down, not now. You can do it when the lessons are up on my channel. Okay, so you know that these are the requirements. Now we are going to discuss the intricacies of it. Before discussing the intricacies, I would also like to highlight something. You see, if you were to compare the previous years, yesteryear's exam papers, we probably have a fair share of story writing where you can really delve into your imagination and give us what is in your mind. But however, if we go with the new syllabus, and particularly for essays, We have short communicative essay, which is basically suggestion based, which are also based on your valid justification of facts. All right. The second one would be, as we discussed the other day, it is an amalgamation of your personal opinion. Okay, it is an amalgamation of your personal opinion as well as the discussion, outcome of a discussion, eventually, which happens in your mind. So it is an opinion based on facts. Okay, and then we have continuous writing, which is extended writing. Under extended writing, we've got article, which are generally factual. We have report based on something that something has happened, and mostly it's factual. Okay, you can't write report on something that is imaginary. Okay, or illusion. All right, and then we have review. So review has to be based on something that is seemingly valid, real, and therefore factual. And the only position or only chance for you to write a story if it is a narrative writing. That too within the infringement of the context given. Okay, so we do realize that we will have to deal with factual or fact-based essays a lot more than stories. So, as I discussed the other day, if you remember, or if you don't, please go back and refer to the lesson. There are only two types. The first one would be the causes, implications, and ways to overcome, or advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Now, since today the focus is on crime-related incidents, I would want you to pay close attention. Okay. Now, can you give me causes for crime-related incidents? And I would prefer a specific cause. Can someone give me? We have one standard. We have some standard examples or standard causes which would fit all. For example, broken family constitution. That would fit disciplinary problems, sexual issues, playing truancy, vandalism, smoking habits, substance abuse, criminal activity. Broken family constitution would be one cause which would fit all of them. But when you are at SPM level, it also behooves you to give something that is a little more specific. I'll give you an example. There, causes of crime, the reason for increase in criminals, rapid population growth, lack of social welfare, lack of social capital, money, political neglect, local unemployment, higher density of offenders, higher percentage of rental housing, large social housing projects, okay, like nightclubs, pubs and all, growing up in high crime area. So these are specific reasons as to why we have a lot of criminal activities. Okay, now let's move on. What are the implications of crime or criminal activity? Dear students, I might go very fast. You might not have had the time to copy the notes, but you can always go to my YouTube channel and take down the points. In fact, I would appreciate if you go to the YouTube channel eventually, once I've uploaded the lesson, and I will notify in the group, to go and to take down these notes because they are very valid. They're very specific. And points like these would speak about how mature you are in your writing. Now, what are the implications of crime or criminal activity? Kasan. Now, implications can be gauged at 4 different levels, however severe or however mild the implications are. These are the 4 layers. Implication to the individual or to the person, so personal implication. Implication to the family. Implication to the society or the locality. Okay, and to the country. When we talk about person, what does it do to that particular individual? If I am a criminal, I'm charged for something, a criminal offense, and I'm jailed. and I'm released after 10 years, am I able to continue my life as per normal? Would the society accept me? Would the tenure of 10 years incumbency in jail make me a better person? Or it is probably going to turn me into a manic bipolar beast, things like that. And then on family, what is the outcome of it to the family? What would the family go through? And what would the society or the locality go through? Which is why just now we related to the point where there is a higher density of criminal offenders, then there are more chances for criminals to come out of that area. Okay, and eventually to country. See, sometimes we categorize countries, right? We would call a certain country to never to visit. Like, I would never want to visit this country because this country has this issue. This country has this issue. I wouldn't want to name countries, but we all have judged that way based on what we read, what we see. So the implications, the inception of the implication would start with the person, and it would extend to the circle of affecting the reputation of a country. Okay, all right. Now, what are the ways to overcome? Okay, there are very precise ways that I've prepared for you. It may look a lot, but they are very useful for you. Now, see, a lot, isn't it? Increase the effort, increase the risks, reduce the reward, reduce provocations, remove the excuses. These are all steps that are categorized to overcome crime. Now, could I have a volunteer to read this, please?
I read them, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Increase the effort. Number 1, target harden. Steering column locks, anti-robbery screens, tamper-proof packaging. Number 2, control access to facilities. Entry phones, electronic card access, baggage screening. Number 3, screen exits. Ticket needed for exit, export documents, electronic merchandise tags. Number 4, deflect offenders. Strict closures, separate bathrooms for women, disperse pubs. Number 5, control tools or weapons. Smart guns, disabling stolen mobile phones, restrict spray paint to juveniles. Increase the risk. Number 6, extend guardianship. Take routine precaution. Cocoon neighborhood watch. Number 7, assist natural surveillance. Improve street lighting. Defensible space design. Support whistleblowers. Number 8, reduce anonymity. Taxi driver IDs. House my driving G-calls and school uniforms. Number 9, utilize place managers. CCTVs for double-decker buses. 2 clubs for convenience stores. And reward vigilance. Number 10, strengthen formal surveillance. Red light cameras, burglar alarms, security guards. Reduce the reward. 11, conceal targets. Off-street parking. Gender-neutral phone directories. Unmarked bullion trucks. Number 12, remove targets. Removable car radio. Women's refugees. Prepaid phone cards for pay phones. Number 13, identify property. Property marking. Vehicle licensing and parts marking. Cattle branding. Number 14, disrupt markets. Monitor pawn shop. Control on classified ads, licensed street vendors. Number 15, deny benefit. Ink merchandise tax, graffiti cleaning, speed humps. Reduce provocation. Number 16, reduce frustrations and stress, efficient queues and polite service. Expanded seating, soothing music or muted lights. Number 17, avoid disputes. Separate enclosures for rival soccer fans, reduce crowding in pubs, fix cat traps. Number 18, radius emotional arousal, control some violent pornography, enforce behavior on soccer field, prohibit racial slurs. Number 19, utilize idiots drink and drive. It's okay to say no. Disperse troublemakers at school. Number 20, rapid repair of vandalism, recheats in TVs, censor details on modus operandi, remove the excuses. Number 21, set rules, rental agreements, harassment codes, hotel registration. Number 22, post instruction, no parking, private property, extinguish campfires. Number 23, alert conscience, roadside speed display boards, signatures for custom declaration, shoplifting is stealing. Number 24, assist compliance, easy library checkup, public lavatories, litter bins. And the last one, 25, control drugs and alcohol, breathalyzers in pubs, severe intervention, and alcohol-free events.
Okay, thank you so much, Sachin. Okay, now students, if you were to see this, do you see a lot of very specific steps? Specific, detailed, in-depth ways to overcome issues, overcome crime-related activities, or overcome crime. So these specific ways can serve as the main idea, example, and elaboration as well. Okay, all right. So under every point, that the bullet points could be very, very clear, either an elaboration or example. So please take your time to copy them down. That way you'll remember it better. Okay, and these points are valid and useful for every other similar topics. Okay, and this would also prove to be very useful for your extended writing as well. Okay, now some fun facts. Yeah, did you know Japanese convenience store clerks throw giant paintballs at criminals who try to rob them, which is something very rare. You know, people don't rob in Japan. Robbery is so rare. The crime prevention color balls based on impact to make it easier for police to track down thieves. Okay, these are all examples. Yeah, did you know Cowboy Bob was known for robbing banks without a weapon and escaping within 60 seconds? The cops eventually caught Bob, who was actually a middle-aged woman in a hat, sunglasses, and fake beard named Peggy Jo Tallis. After serving her prison sentence, she robbed another bank, got caught by police, pulled out a toy gun, and was shot dead, having never once used a weapon for her crimes. Okay. Okay. Now, this is a task that I prepare for you. This is something exactly what you'll be facing in your SPM for guided writing, a typical SPM question. You have been discussing on ways to treat crime victims. Your teacher had asked you to write an essay on the ways to treat crime victims. In your essay, write about the conditions of crime victims, the ways to help them overcome the trauma, your personal opinion. This is a typical SPM question, yeah? So you may want to do this, okay? You may want to try doing this. Now, vocabulary for today: imperative, requiring attention or action; implore, beg, request earnestly; impudence, rude or impertinent; inane, stupid; inside, provoke or stir up. Now, thank you. Any questions from today's lesson?